but surprisingly deceptive speed as she comes around.
And Laura Weintraub is a Nevada hot dice that they've really expected a lot from, Ken. She hadn't quite given it to them yet. They know she has potential. They're looking for her really to step up here late in the season.
And one thing, by the way, Stacy Blitch's cartwheel did it, took the referees by surprise. All the points were waved off. We're still 11-9. You see Brooke Sunderman now back doing a good job of blocking out Weintraub, sends her into the rail with a big elbow that slows down her speed. Heather Sunderman trying to get by Kim Hart. And now Brookhouse absolutely labels Laura Weintraub. And Sunderman unable to get by. And this is the second jam in the row. Both teams put goose eggs on the scoreboard as Sunderman celebrates.
And this has been stereotypical of Laura Weintraub, Ken. She gets out fast. You see her taking down Heather Sunderman, and then Heather Sunderman's sister, the Brookhouse, lowers the boom on Laura Weintraub. The frustration for Laura Weintraub continues in the Nevada hot dice.
You see Shawn Atkinson having words with Stacy Blitch. Stacy Blitch has been absolutely beside herself over this relationship between Shawn Atkinson and Denise Loden, and seemingly suddenly there is no love lost between the captain of the men and the captain of the women of the California Quakes. That kind of animosity does not bode well for the blue and gold Quakes. And now you see a little unusual Vicki McEwen out jamming for the Nevada hot dice, and along with Mandy Osborne as they come around. McEwen, a real veteran. A lot of people expected a little bit more out of her, and we really haven't seen it so far this season in the WSL.
Well, one of the things that she does bring to the team, though, Ken, a lot like little Richard Brown does, is experience, and that experience is going to really be important here down the stretch.
And Amy Craig does a good job of taking down both the jammers, Osborne and Vicki McEwen, and here's the speed of the Alabama Slammer as she comes around. The hot dice are leading this one 11-9, but Amy Craig gaining on the pack. Stacy Blitch now back in the rotation. Sends one of the hot dice down. Stacy Blitch drops another and sends Shea Brown in the railing. Amy Craig goes by and picks up 3 big points with a large assist on every one to Stacy Blitch as they high-five. It's 12-11, the Quakes back in front.
And one of the things, though, Ken, I think the California Quake fans have to be alarmed about is you saw Amy Craig come around there, did a great job, was blocked for by Stacy Blitch, but you saw her celebrating a little bit. That bod squad attitude of celebrate now, play later, maybe rubbing off on Amy Craig, who earlier just played with her skills, didn't worry about squawking too much. She's starting to change a little bit, Ken.
And one thing that had better start worrying the Nevada hot dice is they have now been shut out for 3 straight jams, and this is Kim Hart who puts on the jammer helmet along with Stacy Blitch for the California Quakes. Stacy Blitch has been doing a tremendous job of blocking. Now she decides as this period winds down, she wants to try and get in the scoring column, and she's got a great opportunity as Kim Hart bit the track, courtesy of Stacy Blitch. Blitz now the only jammer out as we're coming under 5 seconds. Now Kim Hart is not a jammer. Stace laps her, Blitz laps her, picks up the point. Poetic justice for Stacy Blitz after Kim Hart Pearl Harbored her. Stacy Blitz scores the final point of the period over Kim Hart.
And a big smile on her face. She's very pleased with herself. And Ken, Kim Hart of the Nevada Hot Dice is wasting no time showing her displeasure with the turn of events here in the 3rd period. And John Corbin is now trying to break up what has turned into a melee.
And now it's Shea Brown and Cindy Zimmerman going at it. You can see the frustration on the Hot Dice women being shut out for 4 straight jams. We'll be back with period 4 of the men right after this. There you see Miss Diamond, one of my favorite parts of the show, because when she's on the screen, Hawk is in a trance, and it's so quiet and peaceful. I just love it.
I want 10 periods when the Hot Dice play, Ken.
13-11 Quakes as we're underway in period 4. The men on the track. This is Mark Webber out jamming for the Nevada Hot Dice, and for the California Quakes as they come around, it's number 20, Gary Lockamy. And Lockamy goes down. Mark Webber is really coming to his own as of late. 5'10", 200 out of Cincinnati. Webber really picked up the slack due to the absence, the suspension of Richard Brown. And now the Hot Dice playing a great game with Brown back, and Webber and Garrett still playing their step-up games. And now Rusty Montgomery sends Webber into the rail. Richard Brown dropping back, but it's been a very quiet Richard Brown, except for the one move on Shawn Atkinson. And now The skyscraper from Sean Atkinson caught Mark Webber absolutely napping. He had no idea Atkinson was planning it. Down goes Webber, but not before he is able to go by for 2 big points to pull the hot dice back even.
And that was the teacher showing the student. We know Sean Atkinson, the Ack Attack, has experience far and wide in the World Skating League. And Mark Webber, somebody we're looking at as a protege to that man. Little Richard Brown is an up-and-comer, but Sean Atkinson showed him how it's done there, Ken.
And now an opportunity for the hot dice. Atkinson in the penalty box, a 1-jam penalty. They call it interference when he does the skyscraper. So we'll see if number 34 for the hot dice, this is P.J. Rossi, 5'9", 190, could get it done along with Anthony Santiago, 5'10", 168. We've got 2 teenagers, 2 of the Young Turks out for their respective teams jamming on this one. P.J. Rossi's been very quiet in this game so far, but he's really coming to his own. There you see the big elbow drop Santiago. Around comes Rossi with a chance to put his team in the lead, something Nevada has not been in for a long, long time. Nevada playing very, very well. Montgomery back in the rotation to block out Rossi, and so far he's doing well. Now his teammate comes back, and Randy Garrett unable to get anywhere near Montgomery. Rossi can't get by him. A great job right here by Rusty Montgomery. Again, preventing Rossi from getting by, and then at the last minute, Rossi snakes by on the inside and also past the other California Quake who was on the rails. So 2 points for P.J. Rossi, and the hot dice are suddenly in the lead.
And that was a pretty good job by P.J. Rossi, but I have to say that Anthony Santiago right there, number 12, similar to what Jamie Conemack does for the women of the California Quakes, is hot and cold, Ken. They get it done sometimes, other times they're nowhere to be seen. P.J. Rossi lowered it, and there's to look at Jamie Conemack right there.
She seems pretty happy. Perhaps she hasn't
She's
glanced.
always pleased with herself.
Perhaps it's been a while since she's glanced at the scoreboard. Don't look back, Jamie. Something might be gaining on you, and they are indeed the Nevada hot dice. Now this is Christian Salvia out for the hot dice in the lead. Mark James for the California Quakes as they come around to number 33, Micah Martin, bringing up the rear, but with the speed of Martin, he very quickly moves in, and down go the Quakes. And now it's both the Nevada hot dice in a chance to score. Salvia and Micah Martin. Again, Rusty Montgomery and Sean Atkinson both out to try and double block out the Nevada hot dice, but all kinds of time left, a full 20 seconds. And now a double bulldog. Montgomery and Atkinson trying to set him up for a pile driver, a back body drop, and that's what he gives him. But remember, as the referee waves it off, when the back body drop occurred in the bulldog, they both passed Montgomery and Atkinson, so 2 more points for the hot dice. As things are getting wild, the dice are up by 4.
And little Richard Brown went right after Sean Atkinson. He calls it the back attack, Ken. And not little Richard Brown, but you see Christian Salvia, they call him the love machine. Well, there's no love in Whoville right now. It's Christian Salvia.